Bangladesh has a special weapon against India. See these images carefully. Bangladesh's secret weapon is hidden in these images only, and that is fashion, clothes, textiles, with the help of which Bangladesh is taking all the jobs of Indian multi-billion-dollar companies like Zara, H&M, Levi's, etc. They all prefer to make their clothes in Bangladesh, which is a good news for Bangladesh but a bad news for India. Well, how? We will get to know it from today's video. We talk on such topics which can improve India and its citizens. If you want to support our work, then please don't forget to subscribe our channel.
जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद
3 years back during the pandemic, a news became quite famous that Bangladesh has overtaken India in per capita GDP. Well, that was a temporary victory for Bangladesh because next year itself, India's GDP had bounced back. But Bangladesh is permanently overtaking India in some industries for sure. Because when it comes to textile and trade, India contributes 3% of world trade, whereas Bangladesh contributes 6%, which means double than us. This is not to criticize India but to acknowledge the accomplishments of our neighbors. To understand the topic better, some historical events could be understood first. When Islamic invaders invaded Bengal, they massacred and destroyed the then famous and very exclusive fine muslin cloth mills. But even after that, a segment of the industry prevailed, and that fine muslin cloth was still one of the major exports of the subcontinent. But when the British invaded, they broke our indigenous textile industries in such a way that India was not able to grow it back. But eastern part of Bengal, now Bangladesh, did a good comeback. This comeback had started in the year 1974 itself. In that year, a multi-fiber agreement was done. This agreement set some limits. These limits say that every developing country can export only some particular amount to a developed country and not more than that. This move was made by developed countries because they realized that developing countries like India are exporting them cheap and good quality clothes, which were affecting their local industries. But these limits were not applicable on Bangladesh, as Bangladesh was a new country. It was not even a developing country. But no development became a reason of development for Bangladesh. South Korea's Daewoo company made a joint venture with Bangladesh Desh Garments so that they can make clothes in Bangladesh and export from there. About 130 people took training from the Korean company and they found out to be very smart. They took training but quit from there to start their own company. Out of 130 people, about 115 people had quit their jobs and slowly Bangladesh garment exports increased. In 1981, these exports were worth 3.5 billion US dollars, and by 2007, it was worth 10.7 billion US dollars. That's a growth of massive 3,05,000% in just 26 years. This was possible because of this quota system, which sets limits for China, India, and other developing countries. Bangladesh was free from this system. However, this system came to an end in the year 1995, and people started thinking that now Bangladesh unlimited growth will get a ceiling, and other countries will also get a chance. But something else happened. Meet America, the professional troublemaker. They added Bangladesh in the least developing nation category. It sounds bad, but actually it became good news for Bangladesh as they started getting preferences in trade. It is called as generalized system of preferences. So what happens today is they do not have to pay any duty or taxes on their exports. So what happens is their clothes get cheaper. For developed countries, buying more clothes from them becomes easier. And just like that, all clothes become made in Bangladesh. With that scheme, no duty is applied on any Bangladeshi produce. As a result, Bangladesh garment industries grow like fucking anything. India's ready-made garments export in the year 2022 to 2023 was something around 16 billion US dollars. And in contrast, Bangladesh ready-made garments export already crossed 38.57 billion US dollars from July 2022 to April 2023. This is because, let's assume, in the US, one shirt's cost is $7, and if that shirt is made in India, then it will cost around 50 cents. But if that very same shirt is made in Bangladesh, then it will cost around 22 cents less, which is almost the half of India's price. West businesses are very stingy. As they want to save 28 cents, they will automatically choose Bangladesh. And the cost is not the only factor. Efficiency matters too. The orders which Bangladesh companies complete in 50 days, to complete the very same order, India takes 63 days. India is also a big country, so to reach the goods to the port, if it takes 10 days for India, Bangladesh takes only 1 day. Least developed country sounds like a slur, but Bangladesh turned this into its strength. Bangladesh took every trade advantage from this and they attracted worldwide fast fashion industries towards them. Bangladesh for sure teaches us that a disadvantage can become an advantage if one has the vision. Till 2025, Bangladesh will remain in the category of least developed country. But after that, maybe the status will change. Their status can be revoked and it can be upgraded. But due to this, cost of Bangladesh clothes will increase rapidly. We have to be ready for such a situation because some companies may start finding alternatives and India might find big opportunities. Bangladesh manufactures clothes, but they don't have raw materials. They import all the raw materials from China. So can't we convince them that instead of importing it from China, take it from us? So we can also get the benefit of Bangladesh textile industries. India and Bangladesh has signed a South Asian Free Trade Agreement called SAFTA. And under SAFTA, both the countries want to put taxes on their products. And most importantly, women participation in workforce needs to be increased. Bangladesh is a conservative society, but when it comes to economics, all families leave their regressive thoughts behind and send their women to work. It is a superpower because due to this, 50% of its population does not get wasted. Being a homemaker is a very big deal and we respect them a lot. But it is also important to understand that for some women, becoming a homemaker is a choice, but for some, a responsibility given by force. So, at least for our country's economy, let's stop putting 50% of our population in the case of our homes and let's make them self reliant so that our country can also become self reliant. And if you got any value from this video or learned something new, then do share it with your friends and family. Jai Hind.